Good evening, it's Kuro. Got a ranked game in my Z52, going over the matchmaking. Kurfürst, Des Moines, Reynolds, Zhao, Stalin, Z52, Shima, Haragumo. The main threats being obviously Des Moines, Stalin, Z52. The map is shards. Based on the spawn, I am going to sail up to B-cap and see what I can do. See what I can do about um, either contesting it or maybe getting something killed down here. Now, this game is actually a really good example of playing a Z52 without Hydro. I know it's very RPF is or playing a Z52 without RPF. I know RPF is really popular in competitive gaming modes. I use it all the time. Actually, I've my recent Z52s were running games that I posted. I did have a captain running RPF. I basically respect it with the free respecs we've got going on right now, and I am, want to give you guys an example of how to play Z52 and other German destroyers without Hydro in a more competitive environment. There are some benefits. One of them being that if a ship doesn't have RPF, they don't get any warning when I'm in the area. So they don't get the located icon. They don't get anything, and that alone can be pretty powerful, catching people unaware. Now, there's double radar plus Hydro in this game. I don't want to risk getting nuked, so I'm popping Hydro early. You see smoke. This Haragumo looks like he's laying smoke for this Zhao. I don't know how deep this Zhao is going to go, if he's going to push into the cap or just try to hug behind this island. But what I'm looking at right here is I've got this Haragumo trapped. I'm not in a race. It's not a race. I've got a Haragumo and I've got a Minotaur that are just going ham on this guy. And I'm perfectly at ease with letting this happen. Now I get spotted by radar from the Stalin. You quickly saw the Zhao pop up here momentarily. He's pushing deep, and it's happening too fast. I was basically, my plan was I was going to try to keep this island between me and the Zhao and just Hydro spot the Zhao too. But then the damn Z52 pops up as well, and at this point I gotta go. He's doing the same thing that I am. He's, bow out, ready to drive away. So this isn't good. I've got a lot of stuff that can shoot at me, and we've got the screws on this Haragumo right here, but it's basically time to conduct a fighting retreat. Now I'm looking right here, and I'm trying to make sure that I keep this Haragumo inside Hydro range long enough for my team to get the kill. And I'm waiting for radar to go down. I'm actually thinking that this is the Des Moines radar too. As soon as it goes down, I smoke up. I'm not interested in trading a bunch of HP for for this Zhao. He's got a repair. I don't. So right here, I think this is my Hindenburg actually spotting this Zhao. I'm just trying to help out with whatever I can with shots on whatever, but my intent is to turn around and try to cap the base. Unfortunately, the Hindenburg eats torps. He's kind of in a precarious situation. But I want to get up here, I want to try to support him, get this cap flipped, and then basically get him out of here if possible, so we can get him safe, let him heal up, and maybe be able to save his ship. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Now, it's a little wild here right now. I've got a heavy, I've got, 3 out of the 7 ships on my team pushing up here to C-cap. I'm not wild about this. I like their positioning down here. They could control the top half of the cap. But as soon as they get up here, they start losing their ability to control the top half of B. And we don't need C-cap. We've got A-cap. Actually, my shim is DC'd in A-cap right now. Now here I get a... I'm launching these torps, and I know they look funny, but that Des Moines, I had missed it, had popped up for just a second, and I had locked my torps on him, and I saw that he was kiting out from the island. So I basically dumped one set short, anticipating him just kind of coming like this to try to finish off the Hindenburg. I dumped the other set long, just dual purpose. Maybe they hit the Kerr first, maybe they catch the Des Moines, whatever. These torps reload with this build in 70 some odd seconds. With torpedo tubes mod 3, you can spam them. So here I'm just chilling out. I get radared by the Des Moines, and I'm just getting ready for my next push. You can see the Reinhardt captain, jack of all trades, just how much faster this speeds up your operating tempo with this ship. The cooldowns on smoke are actually what I would consider reasonable. Your hydro cooldown is a lot better, and it lets you. It basically lets you ratchet up the pressure on the enemy team. Now the flip side is I'm giving up adrenaline rush, so I'm not getting additional reload for that right now. Ideally, the objective is not to take a bunch of damage and just use your consumables to work through the enemy. So here, I don't want to trade any additional HP. There's still, a couple DDs. There's still a lot of stuff in this game. Just doing what I can, getting damage out. I am popping hydro. It's a defensive hydro right now, to make sure I don't eat torps. But I'm starting to feel like my butt's being threatened by this Des Moines. He hasn't been spotted in a while, so I'm just gonna bail out of this smoke. There's Z52 torps. Now, these hydros, particularly when you're running the extended duration upgrade, which I highly recommend. It's worth the coal. I mean, that goes from a defensive hydro to, if I turn up into here, this is an offensive hydro up here, denying them entry into B-cap. I mean, you could run these things all around and really do a lot with them, and it can fluctuate from defensive to offensive to back to defensive, all depending on how you're able to use it with cover. Now I get radared here, and that tells me these cruisers are poking the island right now. It's time to get my butt in gear, popping my speed boost. That's another thing. You got speed boost, the cooldown on that. The jack of all trades build with Reinhardt build helps with that, and that helps increase the general speed for this destroyer over the course of the game. Now, because I'm radared, I can't really get back in here and pull a hydro play on this Z52. It's just not gonna be. It's not something that's just gonna be in the cards. Get radared by the Des Moines. This is useful information because that's both of their radars down. Yeah, it's going to cost me a little bit of HP, but I know that these guys' radars down, and they're not going to be able to harass me for the next couple minutes. I had launched those torps basically anticipating that this Stalingrad was going to make these guys angle. So might be able to get hits, might not. Now, this I question. Yes, their radar's down, but this is so dangerous. Going broadside to a Stalingrad and a Des Moines, and just smoking up. Both of those ships have the ability to wreck you. I mean, we're 10 kilometers away. That's a chip shot for these ships in smoke. So I'm not fond of this move. It works out later, but you know, I know this radar is going to be up soon, so I'm just going to start bailing. I'm bailing out because that. So I'm just going to cut behind this island here, try to get this island between me and I think it's the Stalingrad radar. There's Shima torps. That's telling me that Shima's probably heading towards A. I do pick up a torpid on that Des Moines. Now, I'm going to pause it right here and discuss. Oh, come on. Let the torpedoes go by so we don't have to listen to the annoying noise. Okay. There's too much pressure on BCAP. You look at where we're at right now. I'm pretty low HP compared to the enemy team. But they've got 2 capture points. We're tied ship-wise. We've got to do something because these points aren't going to last. You know, with this mod, the enemy team's going to win it in 4 minutes, 31 seconds if nothing else changes. So I'm just going to rotate to CCAP and step on it. My Shima's loaded back into the game. He had crashed. Thankfully, he wasn't killed. And he's going to start to be able to contribute to this battle. Now, our Kurfürst gets put down, and we've got a real issue with those 2 radar cruisers. Something needs to happen. And that's... I don't like that sort of maneuver here with this Minotaur. He basically threw his ship away. Now, it works out because he does take out the Des Moines, and he is taking out the Stalingrad here momentarily. But that is so risky, and if those ships live, we're done. I mean, they're going to be able to sit on the caps and just radar and, you know, beat the hell out of us anytime we try to approach the cap. So I'm really not wild about how risky that was, but it paid off. So, you know, it pays to be lucky sometimes. Now, here we've got an interesting scenario with this Kurfürst. He's stuck between me and the Shima, and I'm just looking right now. I'm, you know, seeing how this guy's gonna drive. Is he gonna come up here? Is he gonna try to push here? Hell, he may even excuse me, running on no sleep. He may turn out. He may rotate all the way back down and just charge BCAP. So he hasn't committed. I'm not gonna risk getting in hydro range yet. I'm just gonna turn around, keep sailing out, make sure I get CCAP. Now I see him start to come here, and I'm actually thinking this is a feint. He's trying to, you know, bait torps up here. I see him start to come back down. Now I'm closing distance here. I know that I'm gonna get detected by hydro here momentarily. But I see the torpedoes from the Shima, and I think that I'm healthy enough to survive this shot from the Kurfürst. And I get behind the island just in time. Now, you can see the effect here. He's got hydro up, obviously. It doesn't matter. Um, I launched those torpedoes close enough that his ship can only turn so far. But he's got these torps coming in from the other side from the Shima as well, so any which way he goes, he's just kind of screwed. He takes 3 from me. I think he takes 2 from the Shima, and that's a dead Kurfürst. Bloop! Now, we've got 2 caps. We've got a good point advantage. The issue is this Shima appears much healthier than both of us. So the only option this Shima has is to basically rush into B-cap and try to kill the Shimakaze before I get there. So I can't let that happen, so my game plan is I'm rushing B-cap as fast as I can. Trying to tell my Shima, slow up, let's go together. Trying to get information, how healthy is that destroyer? Is he really got that much HP? Shima steps on B-cap. Now, this fight can break down a couple ways. If he's over here, I can just push in and hydro. I don't think he is, though, because I'm not RPF detected. I think that it's on the Shima. And what's going to end up happening is, as this Shima pushes my Shima's going to be able to smoke. And I'm just going to keep raining shells into this Shima, relying on this Shima's slow gun turrets. He's not going to be able to rotate his gun turrets in time onto me, so he's either going to be forced to smoke up or die. And I'm just going to, my intent is, I know he's on B-cap, I know I want B-cap, I want to be at B-cap, so I'm just preparing to bully my way in with smoke and hydro. Shima gets spotted. I'm not wasting any time. Soon as I've got shots, it's on. Want to try to help my Shima because, again, there's a big HP disadvantage, and you see it right there. I pushed in. I managed to get into hydro range, and at this point, the fight's done. This Shima, I've got the option to smoke up, and he then doesn't have anybody to shoot at, but we can shoot at him. But he's just kind of hosed right here. And this game's going to go down, obviously, as a win as soon as we put him down. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game without RPF on a Z52. I know I enjoyed the extra DPM shooting at this Shima and some of the other stuff, and it does help out with the planes and stuff like that too. You'll see that in some of the other games I post. So hope you guys are having a good night. If you got any questions about the build or anything, leave them below, and I will talk to you guys later. Do 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 do.